It's a beautiful evening here. केबल यही आई लगेगी ना, उधर लागे आना यार, कमाल कर रहे हो। नहीं आई लगनी केबल यार मैं सेट कर रहा है। चौधरी माइक ला के चेक करवा जरा ना, टेस्ट करवा। कितना लाना है? हाँ बोल। हाँ ठीक है, रख दे थल्ले। चेक करवाई। हाँ चेक करवा, चेक चेक चेक। रेडियो है आपके पास? जी जी मेरे पास रेडियो है, अभी ऑन किया, सॉरी। ओके कॉपी कॉपी। चौधरी बोल जरा दोबारा, जोर दी यार, जोर दी बोल। बस आप खोल ले।
वो जोर से बोल रहे हैं, बहुत जोर से बोल रहे हैं वो तो।
आप बोले जरा। ओके ठीक है, मैं बाद में चेक करता हूँ इसको, बोलेगा भी। अवैस भाई स्टैंड बाय। अभी मैं प्रोमो वीडियो प्ले करूंगा, उसके बाद हम 30 सेकंड का प्रोमो वीडियो, उसके बाद वीडियो शॉट, फिर हम उस पर जाएंगे टॉस पे, ठीक है। इसके बाद वीडियो शॉट भी जाएंगे, फिर उसके बाद टॉस पे।
प्लेइंग 11 है ना?
यस यस अभी तक तो है मेरे पास। हाँ ओके कॉपी कॉपी।
Between GHK Properties taking on the very talented side of Dial a Battery Gorillas. This is a very important game, mind you, for Dial a Battery Gorilla 11 on the other end. GHK will be playing their first game. Right, and just a short while ago, I was there with the two captains for the all-important toss. Once again, it's a beautiful evening here in the Tolerance Oval, Abu Dhabi, and we're all set for another crackerjack of a contest. We present you match number 7 of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition 2026. It's gonna be a brilliant game of cricket. Dial a Battery Gorilla 11 taking on GHK Properties. Time now to introduce you to the men who match on the left. GHK Properties on his left is Sher Dial a Battery Gorilla 11 on the extreme left. Match official Mr. Preetham. You got coin, please get a spin. Yeah, bring the toss.
माइक से मसला है यार।
Early win in the tournament.
तेरी आवाज में
changes playing 11. Yes, give us a good.
हाँ हाँ, मुझे समझ आ रही है। एक ही दूर रह गया।
So give us a good. The confirmation coming from the center is that Dial battery Gorilla 11, they won the toss and they've decided to bowl first. can. He's a genuine match winner. On the other end, of course, Humaj Gondal, another batter who really likes to express himself. You need such batters in your team. In the modern era, the first six overs plays such a vital, crucial role. You always want to put your team on the top, have an upper hand in the game early in the contest, and of course, more often than not, we have seen Humaj Gondal. He ensures he gets you those quick, blistering starts. He's bowling! Breaching the defense is the Sher Azam, and what a sight for the fast bowler. Terrific delivery, and this is exactly what I was mentioning. He's such a talented bowler that he does have the ability to really surprise the batter, to bring one in sharp. My, that was a tremendous ball to get rid of Humaj Gondal. It's a big blow. Gorilla 11 strike early, 6 for 1. Another fierce striker in a number position. Perfect. Good for excellent start. Reza Nader, he's having a fantastic tournament so far. Of course, came in and picked up 4 wickets. And I remember he was on the verge of picking up a 5-wicket haul, but then a catch was being put down on his bowling in the last over. So unlucky, but then again, terrific start to the tournament for Reza Nader. Hey, he is again coming around the wicket to an experienced batter, Rohan Mustafa. On the other end, Rohan Mustafa is someone we know that he will look to go hard. There's no two doubts on that. He will try to put and apply pressure on the youngsters. As I said, he's experienced, so he knows how to really deal these situations. He will come hard at you. So the youngsters of Dala Battery Gorilla 11, they just need to have the faith and belief in themselves and just do what they know, because they're really good in that. They've been exceptional so far with the bat in the field. And I love the energy levels they hold. They've got a very strong unity as well. It's an important game for them, mind you, because each team will go on to play 4 games, so you would want to ensure you at least win 3 out of 4 to secure your spot for the next round. They've already won 1, so this is a very important game for Dial Battery Gorilla 11. On the other end, GHK Properties, of course, they're playing their first game of this tournament. Excellent conditions out there. There is a bit of breeze out there which will certainly help the players. It was quite warm and humid this afternoon. And as the evening has progressed, the weather has become much better. Drifting down the leg side will be called as a wide. So he's having a deep square leg in position, Razel Nadir. And just trying to find the other fielder. Yeah, I think he's having a deep cover in position. So he's someone also who has the ability to move the ball slightly away from the right-handers. Nicely bowled. That's a really good delivery. If ever so, Mohit Kalyan would have not gotten any bat on this one. I think Razel Nadir would have had a serious case of getting an LBW into equation. So far, it's a decent start. Sher Azam getting an important breakthrough, getting rid of Homaj Gondal early. That was a massive wicket. And now, Mohit Kalyan and Rohan Mustafa, they've got a job in their hands. Apesh, very close to the short cover fielder. That's hit with some brute force by Mohit Kalyan. Nice use of the feet and just marginally close to the fielder. Yeah, could have been an absolute blinder of a take. I mean, at times these catches really do stick in your hands on your day. It would have been an off day for Mohit Kalyan if he would have gotten out in that fashion. But nonetheless, that was a terrific shot to get his first boundary this evening. He strikes it hard downtown. 1 bounce into the fence. So he's not holding back. He's looking to target Razel Nadir, one of their premier bowlers. And that's one of the safest shots to play in the textbook of cricket. So already under a bit of pressure, Razel Nadir. "12 runs in the first 5 deliveries. There's 1 more ball to go. I'm pretty much optimistic that these young lads, they've done their homework. You can't just come out and play against the likes of GHK Properties, who are a team full of stars, really. I mean, they've got the likes of Zahoor Khan, an ex-UAE cricketer, Sagar Kalyan as well, another very handy cricketer, Rohan Mustafa, Homaj Gondal, Mohit Kalyan. I mean, they'll just keep on coming hard at you. And this is one team, GHK Properties, they will be riding high on confidence because they've won quite a few tournaments lately. Yeah, this is not the best of deliveries by Razel Nadir. He asked the keeper to come onto the stumps and he's bowled a short delivery. Yeah, you can see the expressions behind the stumps. He's not very pleased with that delivery. I don't think the keeper behind the stumps had any chance whatsoever to stop this going for 5 wide. So this is not what Razel Nadir was looking for. Already 17 runs in this over. But he's been all over the place compared to the last couple of games. He did get his basics right, but he's been spraying the ball in this contest. Yeah, another delivery which is down the leg side. It was too short. He should be considering himself lucky that wasn't onto the line of Mohit Kalyan's body. Otherwise, this too would have disappeared for a boundary, knowing the fine leg is in the circle. This is a much better delivery to close out the second over. It's 24 for 1. Quite contrasting overs we witnessed. Sher Azam was economical, has already bagged a wicket to his name, whereas Rizal Nadir, it had been a struggle for him to really land the ball in the right areas. And this is really good to see Sher Azam. What he's doing is he's just ensuring he doesn't allow Rohan Mustafa to free his arms. I'm sure they've done their homework. They know that Rohan Mustafa, if ever so you ball anything away from his arc, anything marginally towards the offside, away from the stumps, Rohan Mustafa somehow will find a way to create room. And there's no deep cover as well, so he needs to be very, very tight with his line. If it makes it on only a single. No doubt this team has been quite impressive in this tournament. Dial back to 11, getting important 2 points to the points table. But all eyes on this game. If ever so they go on to win this game, I think then it will become much easier for them to qualify. It's not going to be all that easy though. But they're playing against one of by far the most experienced sides here with the domestic circuit, GHK Properties. Already we've seen quite a few extras that have been given by Back to Gorilla 11. They need to be very careful. How do we allow to be giving so many freebies? This is really tight bowling at the moment. Sher Azam Hashmi. That is exactly the length a fast bowler would desire to pitch. It's not all that easy, mind you. It sounds simple, but to keep on in those boxes, in those right good length areas, really takes in that extra bit of effort. And Sher Azam Hashmi, so far, he's been impressive, spot on with his lengths. There you go again. Bit of a mix up between the two. So it's not that the batters are really trying to go after you and really just going on everything which is coming to their way. They're waiting for the loose deliveries, and if ever so there is a good ball, you can see both the batters are respecting a ball which is not there to be hit. Yeah, just trying to go a little fuller, maybe trying to make the batter play across the line, wants to get the LBW and bold into equation. Well, this is what happens if a bowler does have the talent and the tendency to move the ball. This is what you need to do. And most of the bowlers, they need to take a leaf out of the notebook of Sher Azam Hashmi as to where to pitch the ball and where the lines have to be. There. It's a very good delivery and nothing much a batter can do. So, oh, that's not the the best of fielding efforts. I mean, he's bowling his heart out, so you don't want to be really spoiling his figures. So as a bowler, when you just go back to your basics and try to pitch the ball in those teasing, nagging lengths, what happens? And also, if you move the ball, that's where, as a batter, you get a little frustrated. You do funny things. You try to create room. You try to shuffle across the stumps because you already played quite a few deliveries. Played a lot of dots, mind you. 3 dots already in this over. And this is where the batters they lose track and play a rash shot, throwing away the wicket. There you go. That's exactly what I was mentioning. He's made him really step down the ground. And he's frustrated Mohit Kalyan. Excellent stuff by Sher Azam. It's 29 for 1. Right then, this is interesting. The captain Sher Azam has shown a lot of trust and faith in Reza Ladar, and he's asking to bowl another over. Let's see if this decision pays off in their favor, because Reza Ladar did struggle initially to really, bowl in those tight areas. Crashed but straight to the captain Sher Azam. So at times really you need to back your bowlers. I mean, Reza Ladar is someone who's one of their backbones, who is someone who does have a little bit of experience to bowl with the new ball. Also very deceptive with the old ball. Remember, he picked up a lot of wickets with the old ball. Maybe he'll be held back after this over. Beautifully done. That's a really good delivery. Deceiving Rohan Mustafa. Good little setup and a plan here by Sher Azam and Reza Ladar, opting to bring the keeper onto the stumps, because that is negating now Rohan Mustafa to use his feet. He'll have to play his shots from where he's taking his guard and stance. Something he's got to give, a couple of dot deliveries. Another dot delivery. And this is where all praises to the captain Sher Azam. At times your main go-to bowlers, they go for runs and you just lose hope and trust from them and you remove from the attack. It's really demoralizing for a bowler, because Reza Ladar is a genuine bowling all-rounder. So you would never want to really demotivate him so early in the innings. And this is what he's done. He's bowled 4 dot deliveries. This is terrific comeback by Reza Ladar. This is why I always keep on mentioning that this team is so special. They're genuine fighters, warriors I would say, and they're always up for a fight. And they're playing against a team full of stars. Ali Abid, Zahoor Khan, Harshit Kaushik, Sagar Kalyan, Rohan Mustafa. Very hard, but these young lads, they're up for a fight. Chance gone! This is a massive wicket in the context of play. You could see the frustration coming in from Rohan Mustafa, because Reza Ladar, he kept his lines so tight and the lengths were so precise that he made Rohan Mustafa play a rash stroke. This is the discussion I was having in the second over, and this is excellent stuff by Reza Ladar. He's picked up a wicket. What a comeback. 29 for 2. the little moments in the game where your character is being tested. 18 runs were looted in his first over, and look at what he's done in his second over. That's all because the captain had trust and faith in him. Excellent stuff so far. Cut away beautifully, bisecting the fielder. Sagar Kalyan gets his first boundary. But nonetheless, what a terrific over. Yeah, he's getting a lot of applause and praise from his teammates. 33 for 2. Azam will continue. This is a really good move. He's switched on. Sher Azam realizes that this is the time where they can pick up another wicket or two because you've got one new batter at the crease. Here's another. What a terrific over did we witness. 18 runs in the first over, and he was almost on the verge of getting a wicket made into his name. Excellent comeback by the youngster. Sher Azam Hashmi, he's having a very impressive tournament so far. He's been picking out wickets, and what's been very special that he's been economical. These are wickets where we haven't really seen much to offer for the medium pacers, for the fast bowlers. Sher Azam has been a sher. If ever so you're wondering what's the meaning of sher, it means lion. And he is a true lion, isn't he? Roaring to go. As the ball, quick little single. Good bit of running between the two. He's having a deep third man alongside a deep square leg for Sagar Kalyan, so you might expect Sher Azam Hashmi just could surprise Sagar Kalyan with one sharp bumper. Fuller and brilliant bit of fielding. Yahya Ali, the local Andre Russell, they call him, does exceptionally well. This is a good little comeback. I mean, they were off to a flyer when Rohan Mustafa and Mohit Kalyan, they were severe in the second over against Razel, but then Razel Nadir, he was asked to bowl another over and he's picked up Rohan Mustafa. This is really brave of Razel Nadir. At times, you're always at the back foot when you give a lot of runs in your first over. What a shot! It's a delight to watch Mohit Kalyan when he is on song. And that is straight out of the coaching manual. Yeah, one for the photographers. Hold the pose, young man. And these are those shots where I believe it shouldn't really bother because at times you really just could stand and applause and praise the batter because that was such a stunning stroke by Mohit Kalyan. Pick outside edge. Oh, I think he's just slipped. Who was it? It was Razel Nadir under the firing line. And maybe if ever so he could have held his balance, the story would have been different. It's 43 for 2 after 5. Reza Nader needs to understand having the mid on and mid off in the circle. Bowling this kind of length, you're asking for trouble. Two Kalyans, they're up and running. 53 on the board. We've already seen a massive target being set yesterday. 253 was scored by the boys. Brilliant. That's been pulled away, but it hasn't really come off the middle of the bat. But still, Sagar Kalyan will manage to get another boundary to his name. Very classy stroke maker, I would say, Sagar Kalyan. He's someone who we could have in any kind of format, a T10, a T20. We've seen him score big runs even in the longer format, 50 over games. Someone who really has a tendency and talent to adapt to different kind of surfaces, different kind of conditions, different formats. He knows that he's been sent up the order, and that is just ensure he keeps the momentum in their favor. Too short, but there is protection, will only be a single. One thing is for certain, it's a really good wicket to bat on. We saw yesterday Dinesh Shamswati went absolutely berserk. Just up to his 100 though. It's a wicket where batters can achieve their personal milestone by getting the 100. Of course, Dinesh Shetty, the only batter in this tournament who's been able to get to his maiden 100 in this tournament. That's a much better delivery. Equal to the task with Norway. End of over number 6, or in fact I think he's got one more delivery. Yeah, so straight after the power play, I do assume that Sher Azam would be introducing spin into the attack, and I think Hasnain also could be bowling from one end. He's been super impressive. One thing I really like about these youngsters, they get their basics right. He's surely gotten away with this, Reza Nader. And the keeper or the captain needs to have a quiet word with Reza Nader. That is not the right lens. And also, of course, it did drift down to the leg side. So that was a hit me ball. Lucky that he's gotten away with this. Yeah, that was way too wide. I mean, if Sagar Kalyan could have left that one alone, maybe that could have been a wide. In fact, it's been overthrows. So, again, not the best of fielding efforts in the 30-yard circle. Power play done and dusted. It's 59 for 2. Yeah, there you go. I was just mentioning on regards to they will look to bring Hasnain Hassan into the attack pretty early in the contest. Of course, he too is one of their main premier bowlers. So you would want him to get into the act as quickly as he could. And here he is. False start. We'll have to go back and reload. Yeah, everything seems to be very correct. If we talk about a few bowlers, we already spoken discuss on regard to his run up if we talk about Sher Azam, but if you just monitor and have a close eye even on this youngster, there's plenty to talk about. Short delivery, it's high up in the air and it's gone towards the boundary. So not the best of starts by Hasnain, banging it short to Mohit Kalyan. You can see it didn't really arrive at him. And Mohit Kalyan is someone who's a very strong puller of the ball, and that's something which Hasnain Hassan needs to understand and realize quickly. It is that kind of a wicket where if you ball short, you're asking for trouble. Yeah, the slower bumper or the variation or the back of the hand delivery, that is one option you could use. But pace, bowling on this wicket and bowling short, not too sure. And he bowls a wide. So, yeah, but if you talk about his run up, he's got a very smooth run up, very rhythmic action, comes in slowly, very swiftly, and then has a high arm action as well, bends his back, he's got a good follow through as well, keeps his eyes onto the ball once he delivers the ball. These are basics which you need to know as a bowler. Yeah, you can see even he doesn't really fall over when he bowls. He's following the batter. So everything seems to be very correct about his action, his run-up. But there's one thing which I would really love him to do. Maybe just slightly come closer to the wicket. He's someone who does have the privilege to get the X bit of bounce. He's somebody who's very naturally talented. So if ever so, he can adjust his run up and come a bit more closer to the umpire. Yeah, you can see it's too wider and that's been slashed away. It's gone towards the boundary. That's all because he's coming a bit too wide from his crease, and it's allowing Mohit Kalyan to free his arms because that was too short. So what will happen if he adjusts his run up and decides to come closer to the wickets? That's where I believe the ball will land somewhere between the off stump and the fourth stump channels. That's where it will become so difficult for Mohit Kalyan to cut the ball. Good delivery, good seam presentation as well. Stenderson surely is an excellent prospect for the future, and good to see that he's someone who really is always up for a fight. I mean, you're bowling to someone who are really experienced cricketers. I'm telling you, Mohit Kalyan, Sagar Kalyan, they're around for the domestic circuit for a long time. But that's something which it hasn't bothered these youngsters. They want that challenge. They really want that competition. And again, this is really poor. You can see Hasnain Hassan, he's not a happy man. Yeah, there you go. Why would you do that? It just spoils your over, which could have been a 10-run over. Because of the overthrow, it's resulted at 11. And if ever so he gets struck for a boundary, it's going to be a massive over of 15. So these are the minimal things which the coaching staff, the management, the captain, the fielding coach really need to have a close look at. It's been given as a wide, rightfully so. So that last delivery, you can see that Hasnain Hassan, he is getting some assistance off the wicket. He is someone who delivers the ball very close to his ear as well. So that's some positive news for Hasnain Hassan. Perfect delivery. That's a excellent ball to close out the over. It's 71 for 2. Looking solid in the middle at the moment is the man from UP, is Sagar Kalyan. Of course, a UAE capped cricketer. He's played from the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. He's gone on to play from the Northern Warriors as well. So it's going to be a test for the bowlers of Gorilla 11. Starts off with a short delivery and he's gotten away with it really. Sagar Kalyan, his eyes lit up the moment he saw the ball being pitched way too short. Abbas Tower, he's having a phenomenal tournament so far. He hasn't been amongst the wickets, but he's been so economical, so tight with his line and lengths. He keeps on bowling in the right channels. That one did keep slightly low. Needs to be careful, Sagar Kalyan. That was too close to cut. Cut away very nicely, and the ball will have enough legs to go for a boundary. So Abbas Dawar yet again bowling a short delivery consistently. That's the third short delivery he's bowled, and he needs to realize bowling short to someone who's so strong in those areas. He's a very strong cutter of the ball, mind you, Sagar Kalyan. So the margin of error becomes minimal. You need to be right on the money, and so far it has been short stuff. Yeah, this is much better. But again, a fumble. What's going on out there? Easily, I think they've already given 15 runs by their misfielding, which is not really going to impress the captain or the coaching staff. So they're on the right course at the moment, GHK Properties. Yes, they did lose the two openers early in the contest, but this is turning out to be a very good little partnership between these two, Sagar and Mohit. Does well, bowls a googly to close out the 8th over. It's 79 for 2. Then will continue. He doesn't really have much protection in the deep towards the leg side. So this is the right approach. He's having the long off and the long on pushed behind. So with that kind of a field, bowling anything short is not going to be the right idea. There you go again, a fumble. I think surely they're going to have a mini meeting after during the drinks break and discuss that we can't afford to be taking this game easy. One more win and we're almost through to the next round. So much really counts in this very game. Yeah, again, too wide. Only one fielder towards the leg side in the deep. They've got a deep square leg in position. They've got a deep third man and a deep point in position. I would really want the point to come in the circle and the deep cover to be pushed back, because Hasnain Hassan is someone who doesn't really bowl with a lot of pace but has good control. Nicely played, driven past cover. It's going to be a long chase though. They will come back for easy couple of runs. It's very calculated and a compact innings by Sagar Kalyan. He knows it's a true wicket. You can always hit on the up. It's not really holding up into the surface. But now these youngsters, They need to ensure they get those variations getting in their favor. You don't want to be getting predictable, and also you don't want to be giving any extra pace to these batters. He's gotten away with it, and you can see the ball, that banana swing, it did do a bit in the air, and that is what deceived Sagar Kalyan. Just at the last split of a second, the ball did die on him. Beg your pardon. So Hasnain Hassan, he knows that the ball is doing something a bit in the air, so might as well try to target the stumps. Beautifully bowled right in the block hole. Nothing much Sagar Kalyan could have done. So he's applying some pressure now on Sagar Kalyan, and he's keeping him quiet. So something's got to give now. Sagar Kalyan is someone you can't really hold him back for long. On the other end, Hasnain Hassan has been impressive in this over. He's now reading the batter and then delivering at the last split of a second. Interesting two deliveries. Just a gentle push. So this is really good now by Hasnain Hassan. He's having a method in his bowling. He's having a plan, a strategy in his mind. That kind of a delivery can't really get away with. All you can do is maybe just slog or try to just play a cross-batted shot or just guide it towards the third man, and that's exactly what Sagar did. So it's a quiet, decent over by Hasnain. Single to close out the 9th over. It's 85 for 2. Going along well at the moment. GHK Properties on the other end. They would believe these youngsters that they haven't bowled all that badly. They're just one wicket away really to get back into this contest. Yeah, this is really good. The field setup he's gotten at the moment, you can see he's got a packed offside field. Backward point, short third in position. So it's literally like a shield that they've made towards that area. And also they have an extra cover in position alongside a deep cover. So this is smart bowling. Well, one thing he needs to ensure, he can't afford to go anything towards leg side because there's no fine leg. There's only a deep square leg, a deep mid wicket and a long on. Asking the question. Well, I'm loving this really. Abbas Dawar. The plan is certainly working in his favor. As I just said that they don't have a fine leg fielder. He's now forcing Mohit Kalyan to play the sweep shot, and he wouldn't mind this. And now he goes back to stock delivery. Asking him to cut will only be a single. So this is terrific stuff. If ever so, after Hasnain is done with his spell, maybe Sher Azam can get another spinner, and this method, the strategy is working in their favor. Both of these batters, they're not the best of sweepers, mind you. So at the moment asking the batters to cut the ball. Slog swept nicely and he's found the gap. Some improvisation coming in from Sagar Kalyan, because he knows what Abbas Dawar is trying to do. He's making him cut the ball for quite a while now, and this is what he does. Takes his front foot forward, gets onto the ball very quickly and smashes it for a boundary. excellent ball to close out the 10th over. The players will have drinks. It's 90 for 2. Back after the drinks breaks, and it's going to be Hasnain Hassan to continue, rightfully so. Bowled an exceptional last over. Swing and a miss, excellent delivery. He's all charged up now, Hasnain Hassan. He's finally now found his rhythm. In the first over he was a little wavered, couldn't really get his lines intact. Now he's on song. And he's someone who's a genuine wicket taker. I mean, Sher Azam, he has the privilege to be having such bowlers in his team who gets you those important breakthroughs. This is slammed down the ground. And that's an easy catch being put down. How do you drop those? I mean, really, these are basic catches at this kind of a level. You don't expect to be dropping these catches. He overran onto the ball. Really never had the balance in his favour. And I feel for Hasnain. He's bowled his heart out and finally created an opportunity. I was just mentioning he's someone who gets you those important breakthroughs, and here it was. He did create an opportunity for his team. That would have been a massive wicket of Mohit Kalyan. You cannot be dropping Mohit Kalyan. He's someone who's really going to make you pay. So their fielding has surely let them down, and also the extras which they've given is on the expensive side. Right then, the towels are out. It just looks like Mr. Dew has surely and truly arrived. We're just into the 11th over of the first innings, so that's not the best of news for GHK properties. Worked away nicely towards fine leg. Glancing it nicely, Sagar Kalyan. And he saw the opportunity was slightly fuller and just helping it towards the boundary. So both of these batters are now inching closer to their half centuries. And the platform is now being set for the next batters to come. And I think they'll have to just come in and ensure they keep up the momentum. The run flow has been pretty much easy for the batters. The runs are coming very easily at the moment. Good bit of cricket now. Mix up. This could be a run out. And Hasnain Hassan, I think he should have gone behind the stumps. Maybe the story would have been different. So a couple of opportunities in this over, and both of them have been missed. This is something you really cannot afford when you're playing an important game, and that too against GHK Properties. False start. I have to go back and reload. Hasnain Hassan has been impressive so far. Unlucky, was on the verge of picking up a wicket. A simple catch being put down. He wasn't a happy man. What's going on? The youngster yet again missing his run up completely. Yeah, that's okay. At times, if you're not really sure that you will be landing correctly onto the crease, just bail out. Flicked away beautifully once again. It's a lightning quick outfield. Gets another boundary. Hasnain Hassan trying to target the stumps, but this is what happens if you miss your line ever so slightly. This ball was pitched onto the middle and leg stump. But Sagar Kalyan, he's someone who's very strong. You ball anything towards his pads, he will flick you all day long. That was once again a nice little glance by Sagar Kalyan. A single to close out the 11th over. 100 comes up. It's 101 for the loss of 2. Very economical so far. Abbas Dawar balls in the range of Sagar Kalyan, and Sagar Kalyan goes downtown. That was a massive hit. He's now enjoying his outing out there, and you can see that Abbas Dawar is trying to just keep his hands dry, because the conditions aren't all that easy for the spinners to grip the ball. So it's yet again a good start to the over, and GHK Properties, I think they're now going to be eyeing somewhere around 220, 230. As they've got the firepower to achieve that kind of a target. Oh, lovely googly. He's not read this one at all, Sagar Kalyan. He was completely bamboozled. In a T20 format, when you know that you have the ability to really bowl those googlies, why hasn't he bowled at least 3 to 4 googlies in one over? Of course, the great Rashid Khan, he bowls quite a few googlies. And when you're so precise and you can land the ball in the right areas, I think Abbas Dawar has missed a trick or two. He's got a very deceptive googly. You can see he completely deceived Sagar Kalyan and almost got the better of him. Slightly keeping low. but good bit of running. So very good partnership after a couple of wickets fell early in the innings, but then since the arrival of Sagar Kalyan, the story has been different. Other dot delivery, so he's done well. It's always difficult really to get back into the over when you're struck for a maximum of the very first ball. You're always thinking to ensure you don't go for many runs, and that's where you lose the plot. But he's done exceptionally well. Lovely delivery to close out the 12th over. It's 110 for 2. So more spin being introduced into the attack, and I think it's a right move. Hasnain, he did bowl exceptionally well, but I think he's been held back to come back to bowl in the latter part of the innings. Prithvi Rao was impressive in the last encounter, but this is going to be a different challenge altogether because now you're introduced at a time where two batters are set. So you can see that even Prithvi Rao is having a similar kind of a field. There's a slight bit of pause out there in the center. Umpire is just having a check on the ball. Right then, just 4 runs shy to getting his half century in this tournament. Sagar Kalyan, is he going to try to go for a glory hit and get to his 50 in style? Time will tell. He does so. It's a massive hit. It's a monstrous hit by Sagar Kalyan. And what a way to bring up his 50. Whack. Take that. Sagar Kalyan is certainly turning the heat on here in Tolerance Oval. And in the very first game of his team, and he's taken his team off to a fiery start. 116 already on the board, and what a way to welcome Prithvi Rao, who I believe would be under some pressure now. The first delivery, he's been dismissed. Yeah, there is protection. You can see the three fielders, they're so close to each other. That's the shield that they have set. They're not allowing the batter to cut the ball. No fine leg in position, so he needs to ensure he doesn't bowl anything towards the leg side. Yeah, that's much more like it. If they keep on applying this sort of pressure on Sagar Kalyan, I think you might just see him try to get onto his front foot, get his knee onto the ground and play and whack it towards deep mid wicket. Or in fact, he goes for the reverse switch hit and he finds the connection to get another boundary. Extraordinary batting by Sagar Kalyan. Prithvi Rao is absolutely stunned at the moment. He's not really sure where to bowl. But you could see that Sagar Kalyan, he showed his cards a bit too early. And that's where Prithvi Rao could have been a little smart and not fire it onto the stumps. He could have just tossed the ball up. Because then Sagar Kalyan, he was the one who needed to really use his force and might to play towards those areas. But just because he has pace to work with, he found the boundary. So another useful over for GHK Properties. They're on the verge of surpassing 200. On the other end, Gorilla 11, they need to have belief in themselves. They need to get rid of either of these two batters because the runs are coming from both the ends. Somebody really needs to disengage the partnership. Abbas Tower was quite impressive in his last over. A single to close out another useful over for GHK Properties. It's 122 for 2. This is going to be an interesting over because Abbas Dawar, by far, he's been the most economical bowler in this match, in this tournament for his team. What do Mohit and Sagar Kalyan do against him? I think they just need to be a little smart in their approach. Yeah, if ever so, it's in your zone. If Abbas does try to bowl a little full, go for it. But otherwise, I think you don't need to take any unnecessary chances against Abbas Dawar. Maybe just see off his over. Get the singles and doubles going in your favor. Yeah, this is good batting. Very smart in their approach. Very sensible at the moment. No, talking about Sagar Kalyan, such a classy stroke maker. I can't recall if he's played any kind of rash strokes in this innings. Beautifully bowled. Abbas Tower, he's really bowled his heart out, and this has been the problem. The teams, they know that Abbas Tower is someone who's so consistent with those lengths. He gets his lines going in his favor. So teams, they don't take many chances against him. They try to just ensure they get 25 to 30 runs in his 4-over spell quota and don't really give him wickets. I think he needs to be introduced a bit late into the contest, and I'll tell you why. Lovely googly. This is the delivery he hasn't bowled, and this is that passage of play where 7 to 15 overs, you don't expect the batters to go berserk and go all out. I think Abbas Dawar should be introduced slightly late in the contest. We will keep the chat alive after this over. It's 126 for 2. Prithvi Rao a bit expensive in his first over, and I think Sagar Kalyan and Mohit will now decide it's high time. They need to get a move on. Projected score stating 180, but I feel that that's not going to be enough against Gorilla 11. Beautifully balled. They're appealing. They're asking the question, and he's taking a review. Yeah, brilliant scenes out there. Sagar Kalyan, he's got a wry smile on his face. Prithvi Rao, he's someone who really enjoys his cricket. He's a character, isn't he? Starts off the over well. I Thick outside edge, and yet again, not the best of deliveries. 4 runs were written all over it. Yeah, that was a poor delivery to say the least. I think maybe it just slipped out of his hand. That could be the only reason, because I don't really see Prithvi Rao bowling such deliveries, which was way outside the off stump, and also it was a low full toss. I mean, 4 runs were written all over it from the moment it left the hand of Prithvi Rao. Thrashed, but it's been put down. It wasn't the easiest of chances, I can promise you, because Sagar Kalyan really middled it. It was going at the rate of knots, and I think Sher Azam has done a decent job. That was 4 runs written all over it. Nonetheless, it will go down as a drop catch. Beautifully ball. That's a good delivery. Good comeback by Prithvi Rao after he was struck for a boundary. So even after a boundary, he's done well, because he's given only 5 runs in the first 4 deliveries. Just needs to ensure he finishes off strong. That's an extraordinary stroke. Such a difficult shot really to execute. Inside out. The composure, the balance, everything seemed to be pretty correct about that last shot we saw. So just 5 runs shy to getting his half century. Sagar Kalyan on the other end would now be looking at the big scoreboard and thinking, I've got a bright opportunity to get to my 100 in this contest. It's up in the air and it's gone over the head of the deep cover fielder. Another extraordinary stroke by Mohit Kalyan, and he too gets to his 50 in style. It is such a thunderous hit, really. It's come from the middle of the bat. Gets a maximum to close out the 15th over. It's 141 for 2. New bowler being introduced in the 16th over of this innings. So just the last 5 overs remaining, and I think Sher Azam, the captain, could have been one option to come and to bowl at this stage, because you really need to pick up a wicket, and Sher Azam is someone you've seen that he has by far been the pick of the bowlers for Gorilla 11, but he's opted to bring a new bowler at this stage of the game. And he's been dispatched. That's out of here. It's a maximum. Sagar Kalyan, he's unstoppable, and crack. That is gone for a long, long way. So I was just stating and mentioning that it was a tricky move to introduce a new bowler in the 16th over. And when you know that you have 1 over to bowl, Razel Nadir is someone also, he's very talented, and he knows how to be bowling in these circumstances. We've seen him what he did against Dubai Royals. But let's see if the decision which Sher Azam has made, it pays off so far. Jahan se but he's just bowled that 1 delivery, and Sagar Kalyan has made the ball disappear. Bludgeoned! Forget about this one. New ball, please. Sagar Kalyan is on fire. And he is an absolute run machine. He's unstoppable at the moment. And he did take his time initially. And now that he's gotten his eye well settled, he's up. He's now just shifting gears. I can assure you, Jahanzeb Bhatti would be under immense pressure. It's never a pleasant feeling where you're struck for two maximums on your first two deliveries, and that too in your first over. You're always at the back foot. Just makes you think as to where do I ball. Short stuff is not working. You can't be bowling short. Hits it hard. Make that the third maximum in the over. 3 maximos by Sagar Kalyan, and Jahanzeb Bhatti has been taken to cleaners. This man is in some mood. Sagar Kalyan, he is unstoppable, and he's someone when he is in this kind of a mood. Best of luck. Here he is, the man on your screen. Sagar Kalyan, 82 and 39. 3 sixes. Are we going to see a Yuvraj Singh? Oh, lovely delivery. Beautifully bowled. I mean, when you have the ability to bowl such kind of deliveries, why don't you? Why are we offering pace to these batters? It's a wicket where there's no point really to be bowling quick. Unless and until you clock more than 135, 140, it's a different story altogether. But if you are a military medium pace bowler, you need to rely on your variations. And every time they've gone on to bowl variations, they have more often than not found success. Just like that. There you go. He's taken all the pace off. And Sagar Kalyan respecting and just pushing it for a single. So these are the little minor things the youngsters, they need to really work on. Of course, they're still learning. They're young. It's a learning phase for them. Very talented kids. But of course, when you're playing against such an experienced side, the margin of error is minimal. They'll ruin your figures. He's already ruined his figures. 19 in 5. It's up in the air and make that a 25 runs over. He's all over the place, and I don't really think the captain will be giving him another over after this. But what a pickup shot, really. He did bowl a variation, but at times you need to really praise the batter. 166 for 2. No signs of Sher Azam. Very surprising, really. And to be handing over the ball to a spinner also at this stage is quite risky and dicey. Sagar Kalyan inching closer to his maiden 100 in this tournament. Cheeky. Very cheeky and a very smart execution by Sagar, because now he knows that there's no fine leg for a very long time. So intentionally just ramping it, getting a couple of more runs. On the other end, Gorilla 11 won't mind the singles and doubles. They need to stop the boundaries and the maximums which have been coming consistently in the last 3-4 overs. Yeah, again, another couple of runs to offer. And maybe now it will just force Sher Azam, the captain, to remove one fielder from that area. Yeah, he does so. He's removed one fielder now, and now he's opting to have a fine leg in position. So this is much better, because Prithvi Rao is not making the batter cut. That's the problem. He's bowling way too full. So there's no point really to be having 3 fielders in that area. Apesh. Nobody towards the short cover. It was a leading edge. But yeah, he's now having a bright chance to be getting to his 100, Sagar Kalyan, and it will be a well-deserved one. Stayed out there for quite a while now. Mohit Kalyan goes hard, goes long. It's a massive hit yet again. This is outrageous from these two batters. And yet again, the areas which they are hitting, these are not easy shots to offer. Again, going towards the extra cover. You really need to have a lot of talent to be striking towards those areas. And my, oh my, these two are making it look so simple. Change of sides for Prithvi Rao, now coming around the wicket. Missed out, surely he's missed out. So it has been a struggle for the bowlers this evening. Sher Azam, I think he's been the standout bowler. Hasnain bowled decent this evening. Dhawar, he too, I believe, was unlucky. Couldn't pick up a wicket. That surely is going to be a wide. So they're now on the verge and on the course to score something really big this evening. GHK Properties playing their first game. Looking very dangerous out there. Nice little push. Does the right thing. Sagar Kalyan takes a single to retain strike in the next over. It's 180 for 2. So Raizel Nadir has been brought back into the attack. So it just looks like Raizel will be bowling the 18th over, and then Sher, he's got one, the captain himself, and then Hasnain, he's got one more over under his sleeve. I don't really think we're going to see any more spin in this part of the innings. It's high up in the air. And yet again, he somehow managed to find the boundary. So another loose delivery by Raizel Nadir. A full toss and 4 runs were written all over it. Again, not the best of starts by Raizel. If we talk about their fielding, I think their fielding has seriously let them down. We've already seen quite a few catches being put down. 20 extras. 19 wides in this innings. That is one of the highlights. And there's something they seriously need to look into. That's completely not acceptable, giving 20 extras in a T20 format. Beautifully ball. That's a very good delivery. Right in the block hole, and nothing but Sagar Kalyan could have done. Yeah, perfect. If ever so, he can be consistent and nail in these Yorkers. In this over, I think it's not going to be all that easy against Raizel Nadir. It's been expensive this evening. Bowled an expensive first over, gave 18 runs, but then the next over was phenomenal. Did go on to pick up a wicket. Excellent. Another very good delivery. But the batters will come back for the second. Terrific little partnership. They were 29 for 2 in 4 overs. And since then, the arrival of these two, they had a plan in their mind. And they've really taken their team to a very good score. 186. Still 15 more legal deliveries to go. Yeah, this is really good by Rizal Nadir. He's doing a fine job in this over. 3 deliveries, and all 3 deliveries have been right on the money. Right in the block hole. Sagar Kalyan is just 1 hit away to be getting his well-deserved 100. Well, this is excellent stuff to say the least, really. Rizal Nadir, he's doing a fine job for his team. And he's done well after he conceded a boundary in the very first ball. Right then, Sagar Kalyan, is he going to get to his 100 in this very over? The way Rizal Nadir is bowling, he tends to not allow the batter to really get underneath the ball. Nice little push towards the long on. And will be on strike in the next over. So we might just see another 100 in this tournament. It's 189 for 2. Right then, the man of the moment is on strike. 97 in just 50 deliveries. Is now very close to be getting to his 100. Sher Azam will be looking to bowl the penultimate over. Charging in. Nice little push, but will be only a single, so the wait continues. Sagar Kalyan just being a little cautious. You would not want to get out in your 90s. We saw Junaid Shamsu did that yesterday. He was furious with himself. Really, he had the way he was batting, it looked like he's going to surpass even 150. He was batting with a strike rate of more than 200. Terrific. He's made this ball disappear yet again, and Mohit Kalyan, he's severe towards those areas. And such a charismatic stroke yet again. And the flow of the bat. He's got fast hands. A nice little use of the wrist. So just 4 runs shy to be getting the 200. This is already a very haunting total. Still 10 more deliveries to go. Once again, now this is in the air. Is this a chance? Oh, he takes it. Abbas Dawar this time, he hangs on to it. And he ensures he doesn't drop this easy chance. But nonetheless, what a brilliant knock by Mohit Kalyan. A handy 70 and just 45 has put his team into a commendable position. It's 196 for 3. Harshit Kaushik, the new batter, walks in the middle. No sighters whatsoever. Needs to get on with the business. This is really good stuff by Sher Azam. And now he needs to ask this question to himself, was this required? I mean, that was such a good delivery, which should have been a dot ball. And he's converted this into a single. And also it has brought the man of the moment. Here he is, Sagar Kalyan. What a fine knock he's played, where 2 wickets did fall early, but he had different plans. Come up the man. 2 runs is what he needs to get to his well-deserved 100. Oh, he's bowled him! Can you believe it? What have you done, Sagar Kalyan? What was he thinking? It was right onto the stumps. It was a fuller delivery. On 98, he decides to play cross-batted, and he's just really thrown away his wicket. But nonetheless, what a terrific delivery by Sher Azam Hashmi. All praises to that man. He's done exceptionally well, but what a terrific knock. But he will be gutted. He would be livid with himself, missing out to his 100. And he would be going back and thinking that, why would you do this? Trying to play a sweep shot against Sher Azam Hashmi. That's never going to be a good idea. Oh my word, he's missed out to his 100, which I believe he did deserve. Getting a lot of applause from his teammates. But surely he would be kicking himself. Sher Azam Hashmi, another tremendous spell, yet again economical, where we saw all the other bowlers, they were taken to cleaners. Sher Azam Hashmi stood tall and yet again has shown a lot of character. Will be bowling his last delivery to Ali Abid. This is high up in the air. This could be his 4th wicket. In fact, very lucky for Ali Abid. But what a terrific over by Sher Azam, the captain. He's done exceptionally well with his figures. 198 for 4. Yeah, as I predicted, it had to be Reza Nadir, then Sher Azam, and now Hasnain Hassan, who's bowled decent this evening. Another bowler who's been super impressive in this tournament. And now he's got a job in his hand. 2 new batters at the crease, so he's got a great opportunity to pick up a wicket or 2. Yeah, it's not going to be all that easy to just straight away come in and blast Hasnain Hassan. He's a quality bowler. He's someone who's already showcased his talent, his skill set. And certainly one boy to watch out for the future. And really good to see that these young boys, they enjoy the cricket. That is the number one priority for me, at least. You go out there, yes, you fight, but of course you need to enjoy your cricket. You shouldn't be taking any kind of pressure of sorts. Just go out there, express yourself, do what you know. And these young boys, there are some serious talented cricketers. Already that win, who can forget? These boys made a lot of highlight for themselves when they went on to beat the mighty Dubai Royals. Yeah, I'm going to call them the mighty Dubai Royals because they had quite a few UAE capped players. They had Zishan Nasir as well, who bowls more than 140. And that was that over when Yahya Ali went absolutely berserk. Very good delivery. Smart bowling by Hasnain Hassan. And this is good to see now. He's bowling his last over and you can see what he's consistently trying to do. He's targeting the stumps. That's it. Basic stuff. There's no rocket science. when you know you've got two new batters at the crease, you don't need to overthink and overdo. Batters will surely look to go after you. Of course, it's the last over. They're going to go hard at you. So, why do I say he's so smart? He's been working with his pace very nicely. The variations have come into play and he's becoming very unpredictable in this over. And there you go. The commentator's curse has gotten into the youngster. Yeah, but the idea was right, really. I can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to nail in a delivery outside the playing area of Harshit Kaushik, out of his zone. You don't want to be bowling in his areas. Oh, that one kept very low. And GHK Properties bowlers, they would be certainly keeping a close eye, but what a terrific over. These boys, they've really pulled things back very nicely. At one stage, it looked like they will surpass 220, 230, but hats off to Sher Azam in the last over, getting an all-important wicket of Sagar Kalyan. And now Hassan doing a fine job, and now this could be the moment he gets his first wicket. He does so. Some very disciplined bowling has finally gotten Hasnain Hassan his reward. And there you go. This is what happens if you're consistent. And boy, oh boy, certainly Hasnain Hassan was right on the money. And he's picked up his first wicket and a well-deserved one. It's 202 for 5. Well, this is really skillful bowling, to say the least. From this man on your screen, Hasnain Hassan. He's done a fine job steaming in for the very last time in this innings. Does well. They're surely going to come back for the second. In fact, Keshav Sharma has shown no interest whatsoever. But what a comeback from the fast bowlers in the end. This is really good stuff, and they have somehow managed to restrict them at 203, which looked like at one stage they will go at somewhere around 220, 230. Yeah, not the best of starts. They lost two of their dynamic openers early, and then Mohit Kalyan and Sagar Kalyan. An excellent, brilliant partnership between the two. Sagar Kalyan missing out to his 100, surely 98. What a terrific knock by him. Yeah, an off day for a few bowlers. Prithvi Rao was expensive. Jahanzeb Bhatti, that one over, 25 runs were looted. And then, of course, Abbas Dawar was so economical. Hasnain Hassan was super impressive in his last over. Very economical. Reza Nadir also picking up a wicket, but the pick of the bowlers again is Sher Azam Hashmi, the captain himself. 4 wickets, 30 runs, and 3 important wickets to his name with 22 extras. That is one serious area of concern. Right then, we are going to dive into a short little break, and when we come back, we will be all set for the run chase. Stay tuned. Right then, first innings done and dusted. Already a massive score being set by GHK Properties. It's not going to be all that easy to chase down this target considering the bowling lineup they possess. Yeah, it seems like it's going to be Shahbaz Ali, the bowler, who is someone who doesn't bowl with a lot of pace but does rely on the movement which he gets. He too is someone who has vast experience on his shoulders. But what a terrific knock we've seen by Sagar Kalyan, 98, missing out to his 100 with just the 2 runs. Right then, the chase is on. The Centurion Aditya Shetty will be facing the first ball of this innings. And straight away is right on the money, Shahbaz Ali. He's someone who bowls with a lot of control. He really can make the new ball talk, and you need somebody like Shahbaz Ali up with the new ball. They've got the lights of Zahoor Khan as well. I think he will be introduced after the 6 overs. There's Rohan Mustafa on your right. He too will be coming into the attack soon. Maybe you could see him bowl with the new ball. At times he does like to bowl with the new ball and does pick up early wickets for his team. Oh, that's a super shot by Aditya Shetty. But the ball just plucking the surface and will reach the fence. So a confident looking shot and also a tough shot really. He came dancing down the track and on the up. Somehow has managed to clear the mid-off fielder. For a moment I thought it went up in the air, but it did have the distance as well. Oh, what a shot by Aditya Shetty. He's continuing from where he left off in the last match. And this man is in some sublime form and touch. What a master of a stroke. Pulled away. And he's made this disappear and has made it dismiss from his presence. Shahbaz Ali won't like this. Aditya Shetty is on the charge. Good to see. They're up for a fight. They know that they're chasing a massive target. So the first 6 overs are going to play a vital role. Yeah, much better. Just ever so slightly adjusting his length, Shahbaz Ali. But that's exactly what they need. They need a blistering start. And also they need to ensure that they don't lose many wickets. Thomas Mary Addison was impressive in the first encounter against the Royals. Missed out in the last game, but he too is a very talented cricketer. Now that already they have the runs on the board in the first over, Thomas Mary Addison needs to be a little sensible. I mean, he hasn't played a delivery. Early days, all he needs to do is just stay out there in the centre. Oh, that's close. Wrapped on the pads. And the umpire raises his finger. Yeah, that was plumb in front. He was trapped. And you can see that the ball never really bounced. And that is what has undone Thomas. Really unlucky for him. But that was surely going to thud on to the middle stumps. Good decision. An easy decision, I would say. It's 11 for 1. New batter makes his way in the centre, Jahaze Bhatti. He surely needs to return the favours. He was very expensive in the first over he bowled. That was a massive over. I think he gave 25 odd runs in the one over he bowled. Now he's got a big job with the bat. Straight away, flicks it away nicely towards a deep square leg. There is protection, but nonetheless, this is such an exciting start to the run chase. It's 12 for 1 after 1. Getting the runs in the first over, 12. That's a good score already. The problem is that they've already lost their opener, Thomas Mariadison. And in comes Ahmed Ali. He's someone who can bowl with some severe pace. Ahmed Ali, he's someone you wouldn't really consider who would look to bowl the variations, or someone who is going to be very consistent with the line and lengths. Is someone who would bowl, he would run in the hard yard and then would bowl those heavy balls with a lot of heat and pace. And you need such kind of bowlers in your team. I mean, in the modern era of fast bowlers, his job is to bowl fast. And Ahmed Ali, he's someone who can bowl really quick. So what happens when you're chasing a big target? You need to ensure you get your team off to a good start, and also ensure you don't lose wickets. Every time you chase a big target and you lose wickets early on, it just becomes so difficult then at any stage of the innings to get back into the contest. So a lot is going to be relied on the shoulders of the man on strike, Aditya Shetty, the centurion, the only centurion in this tournament. Cracking shot. The sound of the bat. Aditya Shetty is on a roll. Ahmed Ali, look at this. He's just bowled slightly away from his arc. I mean, that was pitched on a good length, just back of the length. But Aditya Shetty is such a classy stroke maker. Every time he looks to go at the back foot, looks very elegant. Very high elbow. He's got a very still head as well. Never really loses balance. You can see his stance. Everything seems to be pretty much correct about the youngster Aditya Shetty. And there you go, now plays a lovely straight drive. Straight out of the coaching manual. And Zahoor Khan, who's still fit as a fiddle, does well. Of course, talking about Zahoor Khan, well, he's been a great servant for the UAE cricket team. He's been there and about, has played a lot of international games for UAE cricket team. So you will see him, and that's one man who's very miser. You won't really see Zahoor Khan giving many runs. So that will be one stage of the game. It's going to be very interesting as to how they go about Zahoor Khan, because surely he will be brought right after the power play. Punched nicely, but straight to Ali Abid. So pretty even Stevens. They have managed to get the runs early on. Aditya Shetty on the other end. A batter who really values his wicket. He's someone you won't really see just come in and play any kind of false or rash strokes. He's a very sensible cricketer. He's got a very cool head on his shoulders. you need somebody really like Aditya Shetty when you're chasing a mammoth target. Still 185 needed. It's a long way to go. We're still early in this innings. Nicely driven and good bit of single by Aditya Shetty to retain strike in the next over. It's 20 for 1 after 2. Good start to his campaign. Shahbaz Ali already has bagged a wicket. Went full end straight and got a big wicket early on of Thomas Madison. Just playing it away from his body. Aditya Shetty needs to be mindful that Shahbaz Ali, he does possess the skill set to really move the ball both ways, and he's a very unpredictable bowler. Shahbaz Ali, you never know what's coming next. And also Shahbaz Ali, he will always look to bowl you full. He will look to make you drive the ball. That's where he gets a lot of wickets, gets those outside edges. There is something to offer from this wicket, at least for the first 4 to 5 overs. Again, swing and a miss. It's a bit of urgency coming in from Aditya Shetty, but the idea was right. There's nobody patrolling towards the offside region in the deep. Yes, they do have a deep third man in position alongside a deep square leg. So the deep square leg is stationed just because Shahbaz Ali, he's got a vicious bumper as well. So far, it has been outside the off-stump channel. You might just see a setup here by Shahbaz Ali. Could surprise Aditya Shetty with one sharp bumper. It's short, but it's been slashed away nicely by Aditya Shetty. That's a fabulous stroke, and how quickly that's gone towards the boundary. The finesse, the charisma this boy holds is impeccable. That has come right off the meat of his bat. He is in some touch, isn't he, Aditya Shetty? The centurion, of course, in the last game. Such a confident little cricketer, and surely he's one man to watch out for the future. And these are the tournaments, these top tournaments where you're scouted. The selectors, they're always having an eye on you. You go on to score those big runs in these A division tournaments, and this is where you're being picked from. And Aditya Shetty, he's on the run. Not only in this tournament, I've been following this kid for quite a while, and he's been very consistent when it comes to performing and getting those runs for his team. Comes out to open, really is a brave cricketer. Comes out with a very fearless approach. It doesn't really care who's coming at him. And you won't really see him just throw away his wicket, just stepping down the ground and losing balance and try to hoik it. There is always a method behind his batting. Aditya Shetty looks very stylish and classy, especially when he's playing those back foot punches. Those are one of my favorite shots. Every time Aditya Shetty gets into those excellent positions and really rocks back and punches it towards the cover. So far, it's a decent over. Just a boundary conceded by Shahbaz. And he does well in the end. It's a dot to close out. A decent over by Shahbaz. It's 24 for 1 after 3. Good little start by Gorilla 11 Aditya Shetty amongst the run scorers at the moment. Oh, that's got to be close. That's got to be very, very close. In fact, he's knocked him over. That's an absolute rip snorter of a delivery. Right on the money. And Jazeb Bhatti was all over the place, playing across the line. And yet again, Ahmed Ali, he hits the timber. So they've lost their second. It's not looking good at the moment for Gorilla 11. It's 24 for 2. Not the desired start they were after. They've lost a couple of wickets pretty early in the run chase. We're just into the fourth over and they've lost 2 important wickets. So a lot now will depend on these two out there, Amar Badami and Aditya Shetty, of course. They do have a very good camaraderie between each other. They've played a lot of matches in the same side. So they do have good understanding between each other. On the other end, Ahmed Ali is really throwing some fireballs before he oversteps. So blessing in disguise for Amar Badami. He can really swing his bat hard onto the next ball and open his account with a boundary or a maximum to his name. Yeah, there you go. The signal coming in from the umpire. It is going to be a free hit. Good little intent here shown by the captain Rohan Mustafa, having a slip in position. And why not? When you know that the opponents, they need almost 11 runs per over, you could always have the aggressive and the positive approach by having close-in fielders. Right then, free hit loading. This is not gone too far. Doesn't really matter. Zahoor Khan has let this one go. It was a free hit. Yeah, you can see the funny side of it. He wouldn't have if ever so it wasn't a no ball. But yeah, good delivery. Ahmed Ali again banging it short. I did mention in the first innings where the youngsters of Gorilla 11, they intended or rather opted to bowl too short. And with that kind of a pace, I don't think so. It's going to be a problem for the batters of GHK, and surely it wasn't. But talking about Ahmed Ali, now he's someone who can bowl with some severe, serious pace. So you could already see that he has opted to go short to the batters, and he's created a bit of trouble out there for the batters. Yeah, this is a smart move by Rohan Mustafa, because he's realized that it's his scoring areas are towards the offside. Aditya Shetty, he's someone who's always fancy his chances to play towards the offside. You bowl him anything marginally full, he's going to get the front foot forward and drive you. You bowl him slightly back of the length, he'll punch you going at the back foot. So it's always safe to have a fielder down towards the deep, and that's exactly what he did. But now that Amar Badami is on strike, they've made a slight amendment in the field. So they've gotten the deep cover in the circle, and they asked the third man to go back. And now that Aditya Shetty is back on strike, they're going to have the same feel they had for Aditya Shetty, having the short third in the circle, and now we'll have a deep cover. So extra bit of protection towards the offside. He's having a deep square leg in position alongside, I just mentioned, a deep cover. And he bowls a low juicy full toss. You cannot be bowling these kind of looseness to someone who's already gotten 100 to his name in this tournament. And that was a hit-bin delivery. 4 runs were written all over it because he did find the desired gap. And it's a lightning quick outfield, mind you, here in the Tolerance Oval. You do get value for your shots if ever so you time the ball and find those gaps. Bowled a decent over until he bowled 1 no ball and now conceded a boundary. So this could turn out to be a good over for Gorilla 11 if they get a boundary. This is up in the air. In fact, he does get a boundary. No, just a couple of more runs. So useful over for Gorilla 11 comes to the end. It's 34 for 2. Well, in the rhythm, he's bowling Shahbaz Ali. The captain has decided to give him another over, rightfully so. A lot of runs to work with. So they're trying to get another wicket in the power play. It's not going to be easy, mind you, because of course they've got quite a few experienced bowlers in the lineup. You will see the lights of Faizan coming in soon. Then you've got another quality spinner, Keshav Sharma, left arm. And then of course those 4 overs from Zahoor Khan. And also Shahbaz and Ahmed doing a fine job. So at the moment I believe the pendulum is surely in the favour of GHK Properties on the other end. The hopes will stay alive until these two are out there and they take this game as deep as they can. Crashed away! 4 runs. What a fine shot by Amar Badami. And he's realized that he needs to get into the act and join the party with Aditya Shetty. Yeah, missing his length altogether. And also it was there was a lot of width provided by Shahbaz Ali. And that was rather belted hard by Amar Badami. So that's what they need. They really need to up the ante. They need to ensure they keep on getting those runs consistently, but also don't lose wickets, and also not to play too many dot deliveries. Still the required run rate is quite high, almost 11 runs. Yeah, and this is where Shahbaz Ali will bring all his expertise and experience into play. You can see he's completely deceived Amar Badami, and the approach clearly stated that Amar, he was waiting for the pace on the ball, but Shahbaz Ali is such a clever operator. So what's happening now? They do get boundaries, but then I've already seen quite a few dot deliveries. They need to ensure they convert these overs into big ones. Thrashed! Take that! Another boundary to his name. Yeah, when he's on song, it's a treat to watch Amar Badami. He's here for a fight and crack. The arrogance behind the shot, stand and deliver. And what a flow of his blade. The chase is on. They do have the firepower, mind you. Of course, they have the local Andre Russell in their team, Yahya Ali. We might just see him come a bit early in the ranks, because you don't want to be hiding him, and you don't want to be asking him to come and bat with. There's a lot of runs required, not many overs to go. You would want your gun batters to come early in this contest. Still 162 needed. Another classical stroke. He's certainly enjoying this outing out there, Amar Badami. He's putting Shahbaz Ali under pressure. 3 boundaries in this over. And yet again, the balance, excellent flow of the bat yet again. Finishing his shot, gets another boundary. It's turning out to be quite an expensive and a productive over. It's going to be interesting to see as to when does the captain Rohan Mustafa introduce spin. They've got 3 spinners in their lineup: Rohan, Keshav and Faizan. Hits it hard once again, goes downtown and gets another boundary. In fact, we just need to wait for the confirmation of the umpire. But what a thunderous stroke. Yet again have we witnessed from the plate of Amar Badami. 50 is certainly on the board, but Shahbaz Ali has been taken to cleaners, because Amar Badami, he is in some mood this evening. Yeah, there you go, the confirmation coming in. So it's a boundary in the end. 50 comes up in the 5th over. Now this is going to be a very interesting passage of play. And I can promise you, I have not seen many times Zahoor Khan go for many runs. He's someone who will come in and bowl those lovely cutters. You will see a lot of variations, I can assure you. Zahoor Khan, as I did mention early on, he's of course a UAE capped player. He's got vast experience. Ex-UAE cricketer is now going to be in operation, and this is going to be a test for the youngsters. It's going to be raw talent against pure experience. Let's put it this way. And this is going to be one exciting contest. Yeah, right on the money, Zahoor Khan. And after 6 overs, he becomes even more lethal and threatening, Zahoor Khan. And his special delivery is the one which he bangs in short, takes all the pace off, and it just never really arrives at the batter. The ball holds up to the wicket. It becomes so difficult for the batters to... the power play is done and dusted. But on the other end, good news that the runs are coming thick and fast from both the ends. Of course, first it was Aditya Shetty who took the charge. And now we saw Amar Badami cutting loose, and what a treat to watch when Amar Badami is on the course. Hit down the ground, so they have a long on in position alongside a deep square leg. Fine third in the circle. But this is certainly going to be a test for the batters of Gorilla 11. The fight is on. no doubt. Already they have the runs on the board, 52. That's a really good score, but they have lost two of their important batters. Thomas Murray Edison, so much was expected from him this evening. But I would say he just was a little unlucky as well. The ball did keep low and got adjudged LBW. Yeah, there you go, the slower one. So this is where now GHK Properties will look to apply the pressure. Try to put the lid on the scoring, which with couple of quiet overs and a spinner, 2 balls, 1 good over, you'll see how quickly the required run will creep up. That's where the urgency will come in, and both of these batters, they're not power hitters, they're complete stroke makers. Technically very correct are these two. Super shot by Amar Badami. He's not bothered who's bowling to him. If it's in his arc, if it's in his zone, he will take you down. That is, I believe, one of the shots of the tournament I've seen. Straight as an arrow. And Zahoor Khan has been struck down the ground for a maximum. In fact, they're just having a check on this. If it's a boundary, yeah, it's been given as a maximum. So, good start to this over. Already 9 is what they've achieved. Again goes Ariel. He's toying around with the field, but the ball didn't have enough legs, just pucking into the surface. But the idea is right. He's not shying away, not backing away from the challenge. He's asking Zahoor Khan to bring on the heat. And he's gotten into the 20. He's on 27 now in just 12 deliveries. A very healthy strike rate, and that's what you need. You wouldn't want a batter to come in and play a lot of dot deliveries and not get these boundaries. But Amar Badami, he's come out with an intent. He's come out with a purpose. And that is to just go out there and just ensure he keeps the momentum in their favor and ensures they keep up with the required run rate, which is still 10 runs per over. Right then, last delivery, they have a deep square leg alongside a deep mid wicket for this last delivery of the power play. In fact, it's been given as a wide, so you'll have to go back and reload. So it's a really good power play, I believe, for Dial Battery Gorilla 11. Amar Badami, Aditya Shetty just steadying the ship. There was a bit of a turbulence early on where they lost 2 wickets. Jahanze Bhatti, an off day for him, of course, with the ball. Couldn't really get going with the bat. Thomas Madison showed a lot of promise in the last encounter. Also, of course, in the first game, but today it just wasn't his evening. Pulled away nicely, and even though they had protection in the deep, having 2 fielders towards the leg side, Amar Badami still has managed to find the gap. Yeah, he's read that delivery where the ball did hold up. What a shot to close out the 6th over. Power play done and dusted. It's 66 for 2. Quite an expensive over by Zahoor Khan. 16 runs is what he's getting in the first over, and now in comes the captain introducing himself himself, beg your pardon, right after the power play. He's very smart and a canny bowler. If we talk about Rohan Mustafa, he's someone who will come in very quickly at you and he'll just get through his over very, very fast. And by the time you realize that there's not many runs scored in the over, he's already done with his overs. So that's something which Amar and Aditya should be mindful of. Worked away nicely towards the deep fine. In fact, a deep square leg. Gets a couple of runs. Rohan Mustafa, we've seen that he does have the skill, of course, to bowl with the new ball, but he's very smart. I mean, he's been around the domestic circuit for many years. And he knows how to bowl in these kind of situations where there's so much DU out there in the middle. There's not much happening out there. So he will not allow the batter to come underneath the ball. He's someone who would fire onto the stumps. Just like that, but he's picked up Aditya Shetty, and that's a big wicket going down. Aditya Shetty, who was batting so beautifully, and just didn't play the right shot, I believe. It was way too full to be playing this kind of a stroke. But a promising inning has now come to an end. It's 70 for 3. So the captain strikes in his very first over and has disengaged the partnership. It was looking quite threatening, and they've got rid of the batter in form, Aditya Shetty. It's a big blow for Gorilla 11. Ishan Nair, the new batter, has just made his way in the centre. Can just have a couple of sighters, but then needs to get on with the game. Because we'll see, I just said that couple of quiet overs and the required run rate will shoot up very quickly. Beautifully bowled. That's a very good delivery, Rohan Mustafa. This is what he has to offer. He comes in at any kind of given situation and really will put his team back into the contest. Good start by Rohan, giving only 6 runs in the first over. It's 72 for 3. So more spin being introduced. It's going to be Keshav Sharma to be bowling from the pavilion end. Another bowler who does give the ball a few revs, does have the ability to turn the ball. And also he's got an excellent arm delivery as well, Keshav Sharma. So you need to be very mindful as to not to go at your back foot and don't try to cut him. Try to play with a straighter bat. Ensure you don't play with a cross-batted approach. Yeah, there you go. That's the one which really comes in sharply towards the right-handers. And it did keep low as well. So, all of a sudden now this wicket is playing a trick or two. We've already seen where Shahbaz Ali, he picked up his first wicket in the form of LBW, and Thomas Mary Addison, I mean, that delivery, it just never bounced. And that's exactly what I was mentioning. Every time you lose a wicket when you're chasing a big total, and there's a new batter who walks in, he obviously needs a bit of time to settle in, but that's the problem, they don't have time. Couple of quiet overs and then it just becomes so tough. You then try to play a bit more aggressive, and that's where you lose another wicket or two. So far he's understanding this wicket is Keshav Sharma. He knows that the ball is keeping quite low. So when you're aware that the wicket is doing a bit and things are under your favor, you would always want to ensure you target the stumps, because you'll get those LBWs in balls. Before that, Amar Badami has yet again played a lovely stroke along the carpet. Just missing his line. The length was okay. He's clearly just trying to fire it onto the stumps, but getting it wrong. In the end, a half volley. And Amar Badami strikes nicely to get another boundary to his name. Beautifully bowled and equally well played by Amar Badami. Nonetheless, another quiet over comes to the end. It's 78 for 3 after 8. But surely Yahya Ali should be padded up now. It's high time you need somebody to come in and really get your quick 30-40, and certainly he's one man who's having the ability to get those runs whenever so it's required. Lovely delivery. How do you play those? You could see that little bit of drift in the air. Just ever so slightly drifted right at the last split of a second, and literally just turned out to be an unplayable delivery by Rohan Mustafa. So both the two set batters are now back into the hutch, and now it's worrying signs for Gorilla 11. It's 78 for 4. Captain missing out early on in the evening with the bat, but now here he is with the ball. Already couple of wickets to his kitty. Razel Nadir, he is having an outstanding tournament so far with the ball, with the bat, and he's got a job in his hands. But this is the time now I think GHK Properties can really put the brakes on the acceleration. Runs were coming easily from both the ends, where Amar Badami and Aditya Shetty were there. But now after their departure, you will see quite a few dot deliveries, and the required run rate will creep up very quickly, which is already now 11 runs per over. So things not going their way at the moment. But this is one thing you can never discard, mind you. Who can forget the first game of Gorilla 11? They were down and out, 36 needed in the last 2 overs, and it was Gorilla 11. They managed to chase it down with 1 ball to spare. So still there is a bright chance to win this game because Razel Nader is out there. Ishan Nair, a very handy batter. Oh, it's a low full toss and he's missed out, Razel Nader. I was there to be hit, and the umpire did have a close look, but I think it was fine. It's 80 for 4. Keshav bowled a decent first over. You could see he's not trying to turn the ball at all. What he's trying to do is just dart in towards the line of the stumps. Yeah, that's one way to really negate the batters to play anything towards the offside. So with these kind of deliveries, you're always asking the batter to play with a straighter bat, or you take a risk and try to play towards the leg side by playing across the line, because an arm delivery, it's very difficult always to really, if you want to create room and play towards the offside. There you go. No problems whatsoever. Singles isn't going to harm GHK Properties, but what a champion side this is, GHK Properties. They've already clinched quite a few tournaments to their name. I think they have a final tomorrow as well in one of the domestic tournaments here in the UAE. Nice little shot. It's crashed towards extra cover, and this is much more like it. This is one team who will keep on coming hard at you, and they will put up a fight. And that's not the first time we've seen Keshav Sharma getting his line wrong. Out of these 6 deliveries, couple of deliveries he tends to bowl it way too wide from the off stump, and then goes back to his stock delivery. 2 is the call, but they do well, only a single to offer. They do have the runs on the board. 87 is a very good score in the 10th over. The problem is the wickets column. They've lost 4 wickets. And also they've lost 2 set batters. 2 of their main batters, I would say. Aditya Shetty, who's of course I think the top scorer now of the tournament. And also Amar Badami, he came out with an intent. Was looking so impressive. The way he was batting, the positive and the fearless approach he had. It just looked like that those two would take this game deep. But then since the departure, you can see the runs aren't coming all that easy. 10 gone, players will take drinks. Back after the drinks break, I think the message will be loud and clear for the batters is to take the game as deep as they can. Try to get 8-9 runs per over. Try to get one big over, maybe in the next couple of overs or so. But try to take this game deep, because even 36 was chased down in the last 2 overs, and they went on to win the game. But if ever so they try to blast everything which comes their way at this point of the game, what's going to happen is they'll expose their tail way too early, and then they will be on a serious verge of losing this game by a big margin. Another quality left arm spinner has been introduced. So just a couple of overs for the captain Rohan Mustafa. Surprisingly has removed himself from the attack. So a lot will be depending on the shoulders of these two very talented cricketers, Razel Nader and Ishan Nair. Of course, they do have the ability to really win the game from here onwards. Razel Nader has already showed what he's made of in the last game, also in the first game where he was the player of the match against Dubai Royals. So there is a glimmer of hope for them to chase this down. Bit of a fumble. Faizan Ali should have really cut this out. Nicely done. Right in the block hole. Nothing much Ishan Nair could have done. You can sense now the urgency coming in from the batters. They do realize not many runs have been scored in this over. Just the 3 runs. And that's the last thing they need. They don't need any quiet overs. They need at least 7, 8, 10 runs every over. And then find that one big over in the mid stage of the game. But so far, Faizan Ali has been spot on in his first over. It's 91 for 4. Bit of a misfield, and Keshav Sharma starts off the over with a boundary. So these are the two men who are in form. So it's going to be heavily relied on them. Of course, I think Yahya Ali would be padded up, and he should be coming in next. Walked up an IC straight away. There's a call of 2. Just a single on offer. Single. It's not going to be a problem whatsoever for GHK Properties. On the other end, I think they would be looking to just keep things simple. There's no point really to look to go after the wickets. Just try to keep things simple. Get the basics right. You will see an error coming in from the batter. Clipped away. So this is now what needs to be noted. They started off this over well. They struck a boundary in the very first ball, and now just the 3 singles. So they need to just continue and try to just get a couple of more big hits to their name. Get one big over. Yeah, you can see Shan Nair has decided it's high time. We need to shift gears. But it's not easy. Keshav Sharma, of course, another experienced campaigner, has played so much cricket here in the UAE. Knows to be bowling in any kind of given situation. Does well in the end. Just a single to close out the 12th over. 100 comes up for Gorilla 11. In fact, it's 99 for 4. Full toss has been crashed away nicely towards cover, and Abid does well in the deep. Good running yet again. These two are lightning quick between the wickets. So we saw that one over where not many runs were scored in the last over. The required run rate is now creeping up to 14 runs per over. The match is slipping out of their hands. They need one big over out of nowhere just to get back on course. Good delivery by Faizan Ali, and this is exactly what the captain needs from Faizan. There's no real need to do anything extraordinary or do anything different. Well, he's doing something different now. He's coming left arm around between the wicket, between the umpire. Another dot delivery. The pressure is mounting. Something's got to give now. Another good start by Faizan Ali. Was very miser in his first over. Gave 3 runs and even now starts off well. Another dot. 14 runs is what they need in every single over. 103 required. Long way to go. Surely that's going to be a wide. Trying to bowl it away from the arc of the batter. In fact, that's Reza Nadir. So dealing in singles and doubles at the moment, which isn't going to be a problem for GHK Properties. Now Ishan Nair, can he strike one big hit? Another wide. Not too sure if this is required really. I mean, all you need to do is just target the stumps. I don't know why he all of a sudden decides to just fire it one away from the batter. Even if he gets a bat, Rizal Nadir, this will most likely go towards the boundary, towards the third man. And then he goes back to his routine line. Another quiet over comes to the end. It's 104 for 4. Exactly 100 is what they need in the last 7 overs. They need to get a move on now. Couple of quiet overs. Both of the batters, they've now got their eyes settled in the middle. They've adapted to the surface. They've played on this wicket couple of times before. So really need to get going. Nicely played, but straight to Rohan Mustafa. Only a single on offer. So match is pretty much slipping out of their hands. They need to act and act fast. Both these batters. Ishan Nair is been there for quite a while. I think now he needs to just go hard at the bowling. Beautifully bowled, but the keeper has made a mess of it behind the stumps, and they will be able to come back for easy couple of runs. Tries to create room and has finally found the gap. That's much more like it. You need to be one step ahead in the game, and there was some improvisation coming in from Ishan Nair. Look at how much room he's created. Knowing that Keshav is bowling slightly short, he created a shot, rather manufactured a shot out of nowhere. So that's good cricket. This is a good little move by Ishan Nair. And now takes a quick single. So this is a good little productive over. But as I mentioned, they need a couple of huge overs if ever so they could have any kind of chance to get close to this haunting total that they've set. 90 required. We're going into the last 6 overs after this delivery. Tossed up. Dot to close out the 14th over. It's 114 for 4. Faizan Ali rightfully will continue bowled an economical couple of overs to start off his proceeding for this evening. Will continue. That's been cut away nicely, but only will manage to pick up a single. Still Rohim Mustafa, he's got 2 overs under his sleeve. Zahoor Khan, he's got 3 overs. I think Keshav Sharma will be bowling out another over from the pavilion end alongside Faizan too has 1 more over. I just now have a feeling something's got to give, because there's no real point to stay out there. You need to battle it out. Yeah, there you go. Some urgency coming in. He knows that the required run rate is getting beyond their reach. It's almost 16 runs per over. And after getting your eye in the middle, after getting used to the conditions, it's now the right time to express yourself and really look to go big. Yeah, he does try to go big, and he manages to find the fielder yet again. Couple of runs, singles, doubles, not a problem. They won't mind this GHK properties. Sagar Kalyan behind the stumps. What a phenomenal evening he's had. What a start to the tournament. It's always good to really score runs in the first game you go out to play. But he would be a bit upset with what he did. I mean, that was a horrid of a stroke. Played across the line. Got out on 98 when there was a couple of more overs to go. Really made a silly error. That's a lovely stroke by Raiz al-Ladher. Something which you don't really see. Batters hit these kind of strokes against Faizan Ali. But yet again, it's a clever shot. Managing to somehow create a bit of room. And then nicely getting the full face of the bat. So just a boundary in this over. At the moment, it is GHK Properties who are having an upper hand in this contest. 87 still needed. I think it's the right time to bring the local Andre Russ onto the crease. It has to be Yahya Ali. He should have been there at this stage. He's a genuine match winner. He has proven that he can chase down big targets. 36 is what he chased down in the last 2 overs. It's 124 for 4. So it looks like it's Zahoor Khan being reintroduced into the attack. Starts off with a wide. I think it's the right time to bring him. Zahoor Khan is someone you will see him in the next upcoming games, so you would always want to ensure that he loosens up, he gets to bowl a few overs, gets his rhythm going, gets into a good flow as they go on to play their next 3 games in this tournament. Of course, he's one of their backbones, one of their premier bowlers is Zahoor Khan. That's been hit hard towards the deep mid wicket, only a single. Yeah, that's the delivery I was talking about. He's a specialist of Zahoor Khan. Bowls these slower bumpers, which really doesn't come to the bat. You have to wait right till the end, and then you need to use your power and force. These 2 batters, as I said, they're not power hitters, they're stroke makers. You need one batter like Yahya Ali to be out there, a power hitter who can get you quick 40 from this stage even. Bit of a mix-up between the 2, but no real damage done. And that's one man on your screen, Homaj Gondal, the mastermind behind the success of this team. Of course, as I did mention, that this is one team who's been making a lot of name for themselves. They've been clinching a lot of trophies lately in the domestic arena. Went on to win a recent tournament back in the Sharjah Cricket Stadium as well. And also the players which they have in the team, they're all very experienced. That's going to be 1 for the over, surely. There you go, the signal coming in from the umpire. Required run rate is now beyond their reach. I believe it's almost 19 runs per over. Just 4 more overs to go after this. Razel Nadir and Ishan Nair should just swing now, anything which comes their way. Yeah, he does so, but that is struck really hard. You can see that the young boy is in some pain, and good to see the senior statement, Zahoor Khan, straight away going to Razel Nadir and checking on him. But I can assure you he's a strong man, but he will definitely need some medical attention. A very quiet over so far. Good to see Reza Nader. He's okay. That did strike very hard onto his chest. Yeah, surely, as I did mention, that nothing to take away from these two youngsters. I mean, Reza Nader, he's already proven what he's made of. Ishan Nair in this game, he's batting beautifully, 24 and 25. The problem has been that when you're aware that you're chasing something more than 200 and you're playing such an important game, you will always want to send your power hitters early in the contest. Now what has happened is that Yahya Ali has been completely wasted in this run chase. Bowled him. That one never really bounced, and Ishan Nair, clearly he wasn't very pleased with this kind of a delivery. But that never really bounced, and I feel for Ishan Nair. And unlucky, really unlucky. He was playing beautifully, but we'll have to go back to the dugout. It's 127 for 5. Well, here he is, Yahya Ali. He's made his way in the center, but I think now it's a bit too late. Nice shot once again towards the offside. It's going to be a long chase, and the fielder gives it up. So Reza Nader, he's played some delightful strokes towards the offside, and yet again you could see that he did create room, getting a boundary to start off proceedings. So that's what they need. They need boundaries and maximums. I would say 95% now to GHK Properties, and I would give 5% to this team. Gorilla 11 now. He goes high once again. Reza Nader. He gets to his 30s now. That's another big hit. That's much more like it. 67 he did in 21. And they should make sure now, team GHK Properties, they should not take it easy. This is exactly what happened in the first game of Gorilla Royals, with Dubai Gorilla 11, beg your pardon, where they took the game easy against Dubai Royals, and Dubai Royals lost that game. It was Yahya Ali show, and here he is. He's in the middle at the non-striker's end. Should have been stopped by Faizan Ali. Nonetheless, they will come back for a second. Direct hit was required, and Yahya Ali, you could see he was struggling. Useful over, 12 runs in the first 3. Can they convert this into a 24 run over? Possible. Yeah, now they've made a slight bit of amendment in the field. They have a deep extra cover in position because they've realized that Reza Nader is consistently looking to play towards the extra cover, trying to create room. And this is where now Faizan Ali has made the slight bit of change in the field. Right then, here he is, the local Andre Russ. What do we have in store? He's gone high, aerial, but not getting it from the middle of the bat. Adnan down there in the deep, so just the one run. Yeah, he's a pure entertainer. is Yahya Ali. Will come out and will look to express himself, will always look to get those boundaries and maximums to his name. That's exactly what is the need of the hour. Don't need singles and doubles. You need those maximums and the boundaries. That's a massive hit by Razel Nader. What a terrific shot. And he's gotten half a dozen more. So an expensive over by Faizan Ali comes to the end. It's the end of the over. It seems like Rohan Mustafa is said enough. It's time to come back into the attack and just seal the deal. Let's just finish off this game. He knows what happened. He knows this team very well. Bowled him. Full and straight. And Rohan Mustafa gets another wicket to his name. So 3 wickets is what he's bagged. And not today. It wasn't his night. Yahya Ali departs. It's 146 for 6. Abbas Tower, new batter who's been brilliant with the ball, but now I think this is pretty much done and dusted. 58 is what they need, 16 deliveries. They've lost their main batters. Razel Nader is still out there, but the problem is the runs which are needed are a bit too much. There was a passage where they did slow down. If ever so, they would have ensured they got big runs. The story would have been different. When Ishan Nair and Razel Nader were batting, there were 4 to 5 quiet overs. That's where the pressure mounted, and Ishan Nair went or rather gave away his wicket. Razel is still out there. Good little handy knock yet again, 43 to his name. This is high up in the air, and he's got a lot of bat on this one. Is Razel Nader. The lone warrior fighting this battle alone. And what a super shot yet again. That's been dismissed yet again from his presence. Gets a maximum. Rohan is not going to like this, I can promise you. Watch out for a sharp little Yorker right onto the stumps. Yeah, there you go. But Razel does well and gets to his 50, and a well-deserved 50 by Razel Nader. Yet again amongst the runs, each and every game he comes in. No real celebration. Why not? You've played so well, young boy. Nicely done, Abbas Dawar, playing around with the lines of Rohan Mustafa. Gets a boundary to his name. Just one more delivery to go. Rohan Mustafa has been impressive this evening. Picked up those 2 wickets at a very important stage of the game. Hit hard down the ground, but straight to the fielder. Will only be a single to close out the 18th over. It's 159 for 6. So, Harshit Kaushik, he's been asked to come and bowl the penultimate over. Yeah, why not? Because he too is a very useful bowler, so can just loosen his arms, can just also have a little bit of bowling in this encounter. Because his services surely will be required in the next 3 games. But a brilliant over performance by GHK Properties. First with the bat, Sagar Kalyan, and the two Kalyans went absolutely berserk in the middle. Sagar Kalyan, of course, what a tremendous knock he's played. In the very first game, was on the verge of getting 100, but unlucky. I wouldn't say unlucky, I think it's himself who should be blamed. And Razel Nadir missing out to a juicy full toss. So the good thing now for Tyler Battery Gorilla 11 is that if ever so, which looks like they go on to lose this game, they're not losing this by a big margin. This is high up in the air. Who wants it? It's fallen in the vacant area, a couple of more runs. So we know the net run rate, it plays such a vital role in the latter part of the tournament. Each team plays 4 games, so Tyler Battery Gorilla 11, if ever so they go on to lose this game, the last game they play, that is going to be super important. They need to win that game by a good margin and now ensure they don't lose this game by a big margin. Another shot played up in the air, but doesn't have the power behind the shot. So he's done well, Harshit Kaushik. He hasn't conceded a boundary. Another very talented all-rounder. Very stylish left-handed batter. Surely a wide. We've seen plenty of wides, mind you. Now, they've given 20 wides, by the way, if you talk about Gorilla 11. So remove that 20 and then see where they would have been. That's a big shot once again. But he's found the fielder Shahbaz Ali before Razel Nadir has played a very impressive knock yet again. 52 his name in just 36. Gave a bit of a glimmer of hope in the mid stage of the game, but now will have to depart. It's 165 for 7. Captain Rohan Mustafa will be looking to bowl out the last over of this innings. Surely these youngsters will be taking a lot of learning and positives out of this game. They're on the verge of losing it, surely, but I think this is one team who will bounce back really strong in the next game, which is so important for them to win, to keep their hopes alive, to qualify for the quarterfinals. Smashes it towards long on. So yeah, and also GHK Properties, I mean, this is one team who have come out as favourites in this tournament. You've got the likes of Dubai Royals, that's another team full of stars. King of Sultans, they've got some excellent batters in their lineup. Oh, what a catch! And who is it? Oh, it's the captain himself, Maj Gondal. And he's made this look so easy. As if he takes these catches day and night, even with his eyes closed. Done well as Humaj Gondal. And Rohan picks up another wicket. It's 167 for 8. So but started the young talented side of Dial Battery Gorilla 11. Oh, he's knocked him over. In fact, that's missed the off stump. It just looked like that he's got another wicket to his name, but that ball didn't really bounce. So this wicket is certainly playing a trick or two. This is a big shot, and Rohan Mustafa is on the verge of picking up a fiver. There you go. So what a start for the captain himself, leading to his team to victory and also getting a fiver to his name. Excellent performance, and in the end it's turned out to be a one-sided encounter. Brilliant batting by Sagar Kalyan as well, by putting his team into a commanding position. Not too sure what's going on out there. The score suggests that the match is over, but yeah, umpire just having a check. Maybe one more delivery to go, not sure. Let the umpire decide. But yeah, talking about this very talented team, GHK Properties. They've already announced their arrival. Already a win under the belt. 2 points for them